Hello friends, and welcome to a reading new horror reading vlog. It is November 1st. I am bummed out, but I had an epic Halloween. I said this in my last vlog for Halloween. I thought I really wish I took off the whole month of October, honestly, so I could have done more spooky things, but what are you gonna do? But today I ended up starting my first new horror book, reading new horror, and that is The Queen by Nick Cutter. I'm about 30% into this one. I'm listening to it on Everand, and boy, oh boy, this one is for the weirdos. But honestly, if you like The Troop, I think you like this one. This is about a girl who is in high school and her friend goes missing, and she ends up finding a cell phone and getting text messages from her missing friend, and what ensues. I can't even really explain what this is actually about without giving too much away. Just know that there is bugs in this. There is cosmic level bug horror happening in this freaking book. Oh my gosh, the opening of it is kind of like a fever dream, and you're like, what is happening? Because he does that thing where he has the ending at the beginning. I'm assuming. But yeah, I was like, what the hell? And I will say, this feels very, like, not overly written. That's not it, because I really like the writing. It feels like Nick Cutter's best writing since Mallory, which is his sequel to Bird's Box, which is one of my favorite. No, that's Josh Malerman. What am I talking about? They're different people. Nick Cutter, I think this is their best writing. Let me just say that because I was thinking Mallory. No, that's a different author. But I think this is their best writing. I think it will come off as overly written to other people, if that makes sense. So yes, I'm starting with The Queen, and I'm really liking it. And then I went and did some shopping at Target and Spirit for 50% off or sale stuff for Halloween, and I got a new little face washing thing. This is so cute. It has ears on it. I forgot last year I got a really cute ghost one. I forgot to bring out this year, but the one I use usually is just like, it's actually tattered, so I was like, I need this, and it was 50% off of like $5, like, yes. And then I got this sweatshirt. It's huge. It's a large, but they only had large and extra large and extra small or something, so I was like, let me go with this big one, and it was 50% off too, so I'm very excited for this. They had barely anything left anywhere else, and I went to one that usually has a lot of stuff too, and I got this cool candle holder. So I have this idea for my mantle in the living room where the rare books are, to do like a dark academia theme, like after Thanksgiving into Christmas, instead of, I don't feel like I'd never do anything in there actually, or there, because I only put up like my candy corn tree in my entryway. So I'm thinking dark academia vibes for that. So yeah, I'm excited. And then I also got something else, but I left it in the car. It's like a garland. It's like a black garland thing that lights up, which I got for that too. Okay, so very quickly, because my camera battery is blinking at me, I got these ice cube trays. These are pumpkins. And then at Spirit I got No Feet. So cute. I had to get it, 50% off. And I got a hat, which I definitely needed another hat. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I did get some patches because in my head I'm going to crochet an epic Halloween sweater one day, and I'm going to put these patches on it. But will that happen? I don't know. But that is it for this check-in. I will check it in the future.
Lies a place few have seen, a mysterious place called the unknown, forgotten by time, yet well remembered by those who travel through the wood.
heave ho, sailor's life for me. Dee.
Okay, it has been a minute. It's been a couple of days since I last checked in, and yeah, I did finish some books for this vlog, but I will address why I am standing and my lights aren't on. So I messed up and I had a leg day, I guess. Not even at the gym. I just did a workout at home, but I like broke my legs. So I can't even like really sit down. Like usually I sit on the floor, or I go and get, I have to sit to put the lights in, plug the lights in. I cannot even do that, you guys. I'm like broken. So yeah, walking is even really tough too. So anyways, it is Tuesday. It is election day. I happen to be off. Tuesdays are usually my day off from my regular job, and I'm just not working my other job. I did go vote this morning with Alex, and you guys probably can't really see, but on the sticker for Richmond is a possum. It's so cute. It's very, very adorable. I was like, this is the cutest freaking I voted sticker I've ever seen. I probably shouldn't have even worn it. I probably should have saved it for a journal or something, but what are you gonna do? So before I get into the books though, I was sent a very special package from Page Street Publishing. I was sent their Halloween package, so I'll show you guys what I got. I got a spooky coloring book that looks absolutely adorable, and it's really cute. It has these little like ingredients in a magic potion and stuff too. I'm kind of obsessed with this. I don't color, but I've been thinking of picking it up, something to do at work. Yeah, so I'm very excited. It is absolutely adorable. This little kitty witch. Oh my gosh, that's like Beans if he was like nice. And he's like acting crazy right now. And then I got this cool little bookmark. I don't know if you guys can see. It's one of those magnet ones that are really cool. And it says like, my therapy is book shopping. Is that what it says? Book shopping is my therapy. It is absolutely adorable. I like how the basket is like just floating. And then I got this little jigsaw pin that is so cute. And an Oogie Boogie pin, R.I.P. the actor that voices Oogie Boogie. I forget his name. But yeah, that was a super sweet little Halloween package. And the books I ended up reading the past couple of days. So I did finish The Queen by Nick Cutter. And boy, oh boy, strap on your boots when you're reading this. It is non-stop. I feel like it is a non-stop story. It does take place in one day. I think that's why it's just so like fast paced. And you really want to know what's going on. You're like, what and how did we end up here? I really liked it. I was thinking of a 4-star when I finished it, because there is a POV at the end, like in the epilogue part, I didn't feel like we needed. And then I was thinking about it the other day and I was like, you know what? I think we needed that. So I'm thinking toward a 4.5, a 5-star. This is one of my favorite books I've read this year. I was not expecting it to be so freaking crazy. It's so nuts. The writing is so good. But yeah, I was really not expecting it to hit as hard as it does too. If the camera's moving, Beans is messing with the tripod. What are you doing? And yeah, I really liked it. If you like really weird cosmic horror, this one's for you, but also like a really compelling story about friendship. I thought it just hit all the right notes for me. Say hi, Beans. He's like, nobody's there. Where are they? Then I read Model Home by Rivers Solomon, and I absolutely freaking loved this book. This whole vlog is gonna be like, I really like horror. Who would have guessed? This is very weird the way it's told. The narrative is not traditional, which I feel like you get in Rivers Solomon books. Their book Sorrowland is kind of the same way. Like, you get this type of narrative that is very lyrical and beautiful and raw and visceral, like character-wise. And then it's just a lot of weirdness going on. So the plot of this I do really like. It is about a haunted house, but it is not a traditional haunted house story whatsoever. It is like a WTF story. At the beginning you're like, okay, well, what is going on? Is this a poltergeist situation? Is it just like a haunting situation? It is devastating. It's actually a really devastating story. What happens, and trust your gut with this one. If when you're reading this one, I did it on audio on Everand, there is a narration in this. I don't know if it was a different actor doing the narration for a certain character, but that narration gave me goosebumps, and I was like, something is not right. Like, I felt unsettled. Let's just say that. I felt very unsettled from brief interactions with a certain character in this, and I was just like, oh, that's weird, and then I didn't think anything of it. So it's just such great storytelling. It's very powerful, and it's just so good. It's so good. My neck just cracked. I feel like I'm just falling apart today. And yeah, I absolutely loved it. 5 stars. It's so good. I was actually listening to this before I met my family the other day, and I was like, do not cry. Like, you cannot cry right now. They will be so worried. Like, it was so hard not to cry. It's really rough. So look up content warnings if you need content warnings, but if you're looking for something very different, a very different haunted house story, definitely check this one out. It's brilliant. I have goosebumps thinking about it, not only because it is a very scary story, it's a terrifying story, but it has that emotion, the emotional impact of it. It's so good. And yeah, reading these 2 books while being completely different really made me just fall in love with the genre all over again. I'm like, I feel like horror, you can do so much with this genre and tell such unique, powerful stories. And yeah, that's with these both are so different, but so good. All the Hearts You Eat by Haley Piper. This is a long book. It's almost 500 pages, and it is a really heavy gothic tale, small town mystery, weird. There's cosmic vibes in this. There's like monster vibes in it, and yeah, it is really interesting too. Like, this is a really interesting, unique story about a woman who ends up, they think she unalived herself, but there's more to it, and there's a bit of a mystery there that people are trying to solve on this island, like some of her classmates and the main character that we follow mostly. The only thing that didn't really work for me is that I really wanted the classmates and the main character to team up sooner, and just kind of figure out the mystery themselves. It felt very like Twin Peaks-ish a little bit with the mystery aspect, because also the woman that ended up dead, it had a diary, like a secret diary, and it just gave me very Laura Palmer vibes. But it is it almost felt cozy at times, and then it just at the end, the last 20% is insane. It is crazy, and I was loving it. I really liked how this ended, and the wrap up and the reveals. So I'm torn again. I'm like, it was a little bit slow at times, but I see what Haley Piper was doing with this plot. I understand it, and I get why we needed all of that time, especially with the main character Ivory. Because it has such a good payoff. I was just like, yes, oh my gosh. Hello, I like horror books right here. Like, I was loving the ending, and it is just, it's perfect. It's a good book. It's so good. It's 5 stars. I can't believe this. I'm giving all of these books 5 stars in a row. I'm like, now, yeah, the more I think about it, I'm like, yeah, that's a 5-star book too, even though it was a little bit slower. Do not go into this one thinking it's like The Queen. It's not like Bam Bam Bam. It is very slow, and you spend a lot of time with the main character. So yeah. Oh, such a great reading experience. I kind of want to stop while I'm ahead, but I know I said I was going to read a couple of books for this. I forget, like 4 or 5 books. I'm at 3. I can count. And, oh, I did start Mr. Bones by Max Booth III. This also came out in October. And this is a long one, too. This is almost 400 pages. And it is about... It feels like it is Max Booth III's life a little bit, which is funny. So it is about a husband and wife who run their own publishing company, which he does in real life with his wife. And they get a weird submission in a story called Mr. Bones, and it is about a figure that takes your bones while you're sleeping, but he also replaces those bones with fake bones. And it's kind of a mystery. Can't figure out who sent it. He's trying to get in contact. But I am 80 pages in, and I've been reading it at night before bed on Kindle. It is so slow. See, this one is really slow, because Max Booth III loves dialogue. So you get a lot of conversation with his wife about publishing and about like events and what to do next and everything like that. All the ins and outs of it. Not that I'm saying that's not uninteresting. I am a reader, but I'm also like not really interested in that. I'm like, to a point, I'm like, okay. And then there's like all of this kind of, I don't want to call it like nerd trivia in it, but it's probably nerd trivia where he's like quizzing people like weirdly. I don't know. I'm like, the character is just like, it's just like, come on, dude. Get on with it. So right now I'm at a point where he's kind of trying to figure out what type of villain or monster Mr. Bones is in the story. But it's all hypothetical because nothing's really happened yet. So is he a cryptid? I don't know. He might be like the Babadook. So if you've read Maggot Screaming or like Touch a Night by Max Booth, you know he loves dialogue. So that's where I'm at right now. I will definitely finish it, but it is just a lot of talking and not so much stuff happening yet. So hopefully there's a big payoff in this one as well. And then I do want to read Rest Stop by Nat Cassidy. I actually have no idea what this is about. I know it's very gruesome. You can probably tell from this cover. It is very gruesome. And it is a novella, and it's about a rest stop. So that's all I know. And it's short. It's a novella. So yeah, that's where I'm at. I've had like the best reading week of my life in a long time. I'm like, oh my gosh, books, horror books, those things, the new ones, they're so good. They just hit so good. But yeah, I highly recommend The Queen, Model Home, and All the Hearts You Eat. Just fantastic. It's so good. What a time to be alive, right? But as for the rest of my day today, I have boring adult stuff to do today, of course. I got my flu shot, so my arm is already hurting a lot. And yeah, I'm gonna be kind of a bum and do some adulting and crocheting, hopefully. Hopefully I'll get to my crocheting because I really want to do this cardigan and finish this cardigan to actually finish something. And yeah, I will check in later. Okay, so it has been almost a week since I checked in. And I did finish some books. I didn't finish all the books I wanted to because the election happened, and as I'm sure with a lot of people, they haven't really been in a reading mood or a crocheting mood like me. But I did finish Rest Stop by Nat Cassidy. I actually read this on election day, and it was very relevant. It's actually so crazy how this book is so relevant. It takes place in 2016 after the election, and it's a green room situation with a musician stuck in a convenience store with a psycho, and what ensues is gnarly. I really liked it. I do feel like reading it on election day wasn't the best choice to make, but I really liked it. I think I'm leaning towards like a really high 4 with it. I get the storytelling in this for sure because I'm a huge Meg Flanagan fan. It had a lot of Gerald's Game from the movie-esque and the book, and Nat Cassidy's love for Stephen King, and yeah, I understand it, but it felt like it kind of dragged it out a little for being a novella, so I'm thinking about 4.5 stars for it. So yeah, really high, a high 4, but definitely, I think there's going to be a stigma to this book for me personally now. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. And it was really gnarly. I think I already said that. And then I read The Ushers by Joe Hill. This is a very short story that is available on audio through, it's like Kindle Unlimited. And I listened to this really quickly. It is about a boy who sees ushers, like these angels, but they're like dusty when somebody's going to die. And yeah, that was kind of fun. It kind of reminded me of, oh gosh, what is it? Not Flatliners. The Frighteners, the Michael J. Fox movie where he saw the Reaper or whatever character, or the ghost. It gave me those vibes. It was okay. Like 3 stars. I honestly just read this to help my statistics on Goodreads. And yeah, I think that's it. I DNF'd the Max Booth book. It was just really slow for me right now. So I'm definitely going to take a break from it and maybe try to go back to it at the end of the year or something. But you guys know me. I feel like I don't really have to acknowledge my thoughts on the election or anything. You guys know I read diversely here. Just in this vlog, I read a book from a BIPOC non-binary author, a trans woman author telling a trans story. I don't feel like I need to say like just how angry I am right now. You guys probably already know that. So I just want to be, I know it's hard to even think, to be positive at this time, because I'm hoping everybody's doing this, is they're going to buy banned books. They're going to buy more diverse books and read those books and talk about them. And we're just going to be more annoying about reading diversely and talking about all the books that we love that tell diverse stories and important stories, and they're your favorite thing. So that is my plan. I do have some other contingency plans in place, of course. You guys know over here too, I've been fuck the patriarchy my whole life. I'm pissed beyond words still, and I've dealt with anger management for like a really long time, and that's really testing me right now. But I'm looking on positive side of stuff with dealing with my anger is channeling it. So definitely we'll be channeling it into this channel. I'll be reading a lot of feminine rage books, even more. I feel like I've read a ton of those even this year. But yeah, more rage books, let's just say that. And yeah, I'm honestly like excited about some stuff that could possibly happen to me personally, and just having a chance to I don't know how else to like tiptoe around this, to punch a Nazi basically. Like I feel like statistically like that just went up for me, and I'm kind of looking forward to that day, honestly. Like it's been on my bucket list way too long. So if that's me thinking positively about all of this, if you guys ever need to talk or anything, I don't know if I'm the best person for it. I will give you a playlist of some Riot Girl music. I will give you some history books, recommendations. I read The Rise and the Fall of the Third Reich the last time this happened, and that really put a lot of stuff in perspective, and like seeing how governments turn into fascist governments and do horrible things to their citizens. So and to people, humanitarian rights, all that stuff. I could tell you, I watch and donate to Democracy Now!, non-profit world news organizations, yeah, like all of that stuff. I always try to link any things to sign, anything, definitely, if I come across it. And yeah, it's really shitty because it's like, you know, I almost don't have the energy to channel the rage, you know, like I really don't. I've been compartmentalizing, I've been suppressing it. It will definitely come out in a crazy way one day, and I'm hoping it's because a bitch tested me, okay? So that's that is it. But that's just me, how I'm feeling personally. I'm also incredibly lucky too. I live in a blue state. I live in a very liberal city. I have a feminist partner. Like, I'm incredibly lucky, and also to have a channel, to have a voice, to read feminist, diverse horror books and talk about it. Wow, I'm so lucky. So I definitely want to use this channel for that, or I still keep on keeping on. And yeah, over on my Instagram as well. I will be posting over there. Another silver lining is that, yeah, Riot Girl music is making a comeback. I've been hearing it in a lot of sound bites, and I'm like, hell yes, you know, I'm Riot Girl girly. So if anything, that's exciting. Maybe more Riot Girl bands will form, and there'll be more shows, and yeah, I'm excited, honestly, for that aspect. But yeah, let me know, I would say how you're doing, but I feel like that's not a question anymore. Let me know how fucking angry you are down below, literally with emojis. However, if you need all caps, let me know. Just scream it in the comments. And you know, you can scream any books that you're loving right now. Please let me know if you have any recommendations for LGBTQ plus books, non-binary, BIPOC, like all of the authors that we need to support right now, all the diverse authors, feminist books. Yeah, so that's what I'm focusing on for the rest of November, actually. And yeah, I hope you guys stay safe out there, and yeah, fuck the patriarchy.